what happened and why we took this trade. So first of all, we had huge bearish sentiment over here in the weekly time frame. So what actually happened was price pushed down. You can see that it's kind of stalled around this level over here, pushed back up, and after it stalled, you can see what happened here: a huge spike to the downside, and then retested this. So first, I knew that the market sentiment was kind of clear that it wanted to remain bearish, especially after holding this this line over here. It was quite a major level for me anyways while I was trading. Second of all, we have this level on the weekly over here where the wick, you can see that price pushed up, retested, price pushed up, retested this level, and then you can see that perfect retest, and this continued to push price up. And obviously you can see here that we finally reached that level of major resistance, once support but now resistance. And then you can see that once it broke this level, we had a huge spike to the downside, causing this weekly move to to move all the way down. So I figured after we do retest this level, what we could expect is a rejection of that level for a continuation back down. So let's see what happens on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, you can see that we have broke this bullish sentiment over here. We have broke to the downside very impulsively. We even consolidated and continued back down. Again, consolidating, and we went back to this major low over here. Had a huge spike up, but this huge spike up really didn't have any fundamental backing for it. So I knew for the next day, which was CPI, we could see a retracement to the downside for this entire move, or at least to this daily level over here, where price, you can see, retested once, twice, huge impulsive move down, and a huge impulsive move up, and again 1, 2, plenty of taps of this level. So it was quite a key level for me, right? So as for the 12-hour time frame, so 12-hour time frame, at the time this did look a bit different. So this actually looked something like this, rather than over here. So you can see that the VWAP actually changed a little bit, but at the time it did reject this first deviation of the VWAP over here, especially after rejecting this second deviation multiple times, finally breaking down below, retesting the first lower deviation of the VWAP, going back down to the second deviation, and finally spiking back up. We could kind of suggest that the market could potentially move back down to these levels over here, where the first deviation of the first lower deviation of the VWAP was, right? I know that was a lot of words, a lot of deviations, a lot of thing, but that's what the reason why I kind of took this trade was because of the tap of this deviation as well. But obviously we can't just rely on the VWAP, we have to look at lower time frame analysis as well. I also found this, you can see that this weekly time frame really matches up quite a lot with these levels over here that we marked out. So I from the weekly time frame, kind of adjusted it to kind of align with these as well. That's why you can see that it lines almost perfectly anyways. Going down to the 4-hour time frame now. So the 4-hour time frame, let's just do this. So as you can see here as well on the 4-hour time frame, we do have a huge amount, a node over here. So loads of volume was collected around this level. So what I was expecting is a gradual push to the upside, and then a major spike up to grab liquidity that is generated. So generate liquidity now, and then finally push down to the next major node. Obviously you can consider this as the next major node. However, once this level is broken over here, actually I'll show you in a lower time frame. So just bear in mind that there is a major node here and here, and I was targeting this one major node, and I'll show you why as well on this 4-hour time frame. You can see on this level where price has struggled to kind of break past above over here. So we were consolidating, finally pushed down. We couldn't break past above it. We made equal highs. You can see that liquidity was generated with this wick over here and pushed price all the way down, moving below the weekly level, continued back up, rallying for no reason at all. And then now we see this going back to the weekly time frame, going down on the hour. You can see exactly the same thing I was talking about over here, where liquidity was generated. We also generate liquidity. Let me just delete all this. We also generated liquidity up here. Let me just show you with this tool right here. So we've generated buy side liquidity up here. Let me just do this, buy side liquidity up here, and then we also generated sell side liquidity down here. So you can see what happened here. I'll show you now. We had a slow push to the upside, very correctively pushing up to the upside. So as I was saying, it's just it's like market is just drifting to the upside, not really knowing where to go, just continuing the sentiment from the day before over here. And now you can see price pushing up, now consolidating, right? Prices, the market is unsure where to go next. Bear in mind, this is also the day of the CPI, by the way. Just clear that up. So now we have generated equal highs here and equal lows here. So by my analysis, we have actually generated liquidity over here and over here. In order to push down, what we'd want to do, in order to obviously push the market down, what we'd like to happen is a grab of these buy side liquidity over here, as there is loads of, you can assume that there is loads of buy stops above this level. So in order to sell something, someone has to be buying it from you, right, in order to make that an effective transaction. So that's why we take this buy side liquidity up, and then as soon as we finish back down below, going onto the 30-minute, 15-minute or whatever, then we can start selling, and then yeah, that's where we take our positions. As you can, as well, I know I spoke about the high volume profile over here. I didn't mark that down because I knew as soon as this level was broken impulsively, it's just clean traffic all the way down. You can see that one candle really took this out. If it didn't move like this, I probably would have been a bit more wary of it. But because it did, I was kind of confident to keep holding my positions to continue down. So yeah, so that's my analysis on Bitcoin. So let's have a quick look at GBP AUD, right? Sorry, let's have a quick look at GBP JPY. Okay, so GBP JPY, you can see that I also took sells over here. Kind of the same, almost exactly the same reasons. But let's look at the weekly first. As for the weekly time frame, I like to look for targets, and the closest target I can have, the closest target that I found, and the most relevant target I could find, was these equal level over here on the weekly time frame. That was the level I was looking for. Obviously, at market open, we were around here. I did expect some sort of push up first to grab these sells to buy side liquidities over here, especially with this equal high over here. So equal highs over here equals there's equal highs over here, meaning that there's buy side liquidity above that level. You can see that we spiked through it and then did continue bearish over here, right? But yeah, so that's on the weekly time frame. The second level that I'm looking for is all the way down here, where this huge wick here and here has been rejected and caused price to rally. So that's quite a major level for me as well. But yeah, let's look. Obviously, it's not gonna. I don't think this candle's gonna finish all the way bearish, all the way down here, as it is Friday already. So maybe the next week it could finish around here, and then we could see this as a potential turning point. We might not reach all the way down to our targets, but obviously we'll see that. We'll play that how as we go along, right? Okay, so let's actually hide this first. It's not really relevant yet. For the next one is we had this daily level over here. So first of all, we had this target down here, and we also had this daily level over here. So what I was expecting was price to rally up from the market open, and from the rally up, I did say on the Discord as well, we should expect some sort of manipulation around this level, as before a major move, we normally need some sort of manipulation to grab liquidity. You're gonna get tired and sick of me talking about liquidity and stuff like that, but liquidity is really what fuels the market. So without liquidity, it doesn't really work, and it's not efficient to some extent. I don't really know how to explain it, but that's how I see it. But yeah, okay, let's continue now. So the daily time frame over here, and we also had a daily level over here, where there's wicks over here and candle bodies there as well. So yeah, just something to keep in mind, potentially as a first take profit and into the second one, right? As for the 12 12-hour time frame. So the 12-hour, I like to look at the quarterly VWAP here. So what's actually happening? What's going on with the quarterly VWAP? You can see this quarterly VWAP holds quite well here. We actually haven't had a manipulation on this VWAP yet, so it was kind of it's hard to kind of justify why I would actually wait for manipulation, especially with this. You can see that there was a major move over here, but there was no manipulation whatsoever. It actually just rejected that perfectly and just continued back down. That's fine. That's nothing to do with me. I was still expecting some sort of manipulation. But yeah, so let's continue now. So the daily VWAP, you can see here that it has rejected price here, pushed back down, retested this level on the 4-hour, which I'll show you later. And then what happened was we had a push up, grabbing this buy side liquidity up here, buy side liquidity up here. So we grabbed loads of liquidity here, enough to push the price down. Also, obviously CPI hit as well, and we rallied back down. So yeah, that worked quite well. Let's look at the 4-hour now. So this is where price action, the price action can help us determine where price could go. So we had a huge rally up, push back down, retested this daily level. So now this daily level we know is a relevant level for us currently, as it has been retested recently. Push back up, this 4-hour level you can see holds quite well over here, rallied back up, and then you can see here that price finish above this daily level, as I said, manipulation, and then you can see on the hour where we generated buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity before this huge wick to the downside, and as soon as we finished below this daily level, we took the sell. So let me actually just go in a lower time frame here to really show you guys what was going on here. So you can see here on the hour time frame, we had buy side liquidity up here, sell side liquidity down here. What happened was price pushed down, took sell side liquidity, so we have early sellers now, right? We took early sellers, which is one, and we took buyers as well. So we got two sides of liquidity. Not only did we take early sellers, so people are selling over here got triggered. Most likely than not, if they have a decent stop loss, it would probably be around above this level, because they're expecting a breakout of this level. And then obviously if price breaks above this level, then it's an invalid trade, as it actually should, technically, according to most trading books out there, most trading education out there. After a consolidation, what should happen is the second leg up, right? So if that's the case, they should put their stop loss up here, because if it does break up here, then it should continue the momentum from over here. But obviously they weren't really. I don't personally, if that's the case, they weren't really looking at the overall picture of the market, so that's why they got faked out. Obviously it happens to the best of us, so it is just unfortunate. But yeah, as soon as it broke down back down below, you can see this again. This candle over here is where I entered. As soon as it opened with a bit of spread, that's my entry was actually here. Price spiked up, took these highs for the sellers out there that had a very stingy stop loss, took their highs, and now continue back down. We did retest these levels once more, but after that, after this level of 166 was broken, you can see a huge impulsive move down, and that's that's where we got to. Let me actually show you guys how I managed this trade as well, because I think it's quite important. Obviously, execution is very, very key. However, what really matters as well is our risk management. So let me just talk you guys through that one, how my risk kind of builds on here. So gets taken away here. So first of all, I haven't moved my stop loss as long as this price is below is above this level over here, and the candle hasn't finished below. I am not moving my stop loss whatsoever, because it could easily just reverse up, back up, then back up again before continue back down. So I'm just letting it stay there. As soon as it broke this level with impulsive intentions over here, I moved my stop loss down to, I actually moved my stop loss a little bit lower, so I don't know why that's there. I actually moved my stop loss a little bit lower here, above these highs over here, because once price does reverse back up, chances are it'll just take these highs and then continue to rally back up. So that was my thinking, so that's why I moved my stop loss there. Let me just move back there. And then again, as soon as price made this low again, retest up and then push back down, that's it, break even. And I also secured profit, as we were already up like 120 pips up 130 pips up by then. So I did secure some partials over there. And then once more, we also made equal highs over here. The issue with making equal highs is price could easily tap it out and then continue back down. So what I decided to do was I did secure some more profit over here. Not a lot, only 15 pips secured out, you know, from entry, but it's enough to, you know, it's enough to not go into drawdown if ever, you know, price decides to roll back up, and it's obviously not break even, so I still get a bit of profit from that. But then again, but then when price finally broke down below this level, you can see this this blue level over here, I did finally move my stop loss a little bit lower, and then after it got retested and finished back down below again, I moved my my stop loss lower still, down to here, just above these highs, because as soon as those highs gets tapped out, we already took early sellers over here, and then again we could easily take these buyers out here, and then, you know, from then either or could go. So yeah, that's basically how it worked. After that, I didn't get to really move my stop loss, as you can see, because the time, as you know, it was basically like at night, so I just let my trade go. I was also looking actually for a what's it called? 1 second, let me just hide this. If I can just hide that. I was actually also looking for a scaling over here. That's why I didn't move my stop loss too low, because I was looking for the price to finish back up above here, take these equal highs out, and then after that happens, I'm waiting for a finish back down below, and then as the scaling, I'll enter, put my stop loss just above this break even point over here, and then hopefully continue back down. Unfortunately, I didn't get the scaling position. It sucks, but it is what it is. Obviously, there's more opportunities out there that we can take. So yeah, that's the 2 trades we took this week. We actually took a GBP AUD loss at the very end. So literally just today we took the loss, which is unfortunate. We could have had a great, you know, great week with no losses and a 7% overall take profit. I'm sorry, 7% overall percentage gain, but it is what it is. It happens. The market's quite unpredictable sometimes, and the market, you know, won't really care about your win rate really. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you guys learned something. Sorry if it seems a bit rushed. I just talk very quickly most of the time, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please click the like button, subscribe, and peace.